Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Joel C, back with another makeup look for you all. And this week we're going to dive into a new palette that I was excited to get in the mail finally. This is the Morphe 35H palette. So without further ado, let's get into it. But before that, if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you are new to the channel, make sure that you are hitting that subscribe button, following it up with a little click on that notification bell so that you could be notified of all future uploads, because you're never going to want to miss them. All right, you all, so the very first thing that we're going to go ahead and do is prime the eye. And as always, I prime with my P. Louise base. I use the Rumor 1 or 2, depending on the type of look that I'm doing. Today we're going to be using the 2, just because I'm kind of like in that midlife. I don't know if any of you all are the same way, but when I get to a point where I'm just like, you know what, let me just finish this one off before I open up a new one. That's kind of like how I am. And as always, I'm just using a dry mini sponge to go ahead and apply that. All right, and as always, you all, blend that out either with your fingers or with a brush. You want to make sure that you do not have any kind of harsh line, because then if you go ahead over that with shadow, it's gonna set that way, and good luck trying to get that to blend out, because it is very hard. All right, so the first shade that we're gonna dip into using a Morphe M506, which is like a detailed blending brush. And the shade itself is like this super fudgy chocolate brown, almost black color. It's matte. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna deposit this color starting here near the nose contour and brow bone, and in circular motion, super gently, start buffing that out and blending it out at the same time all along that brow bone. And we're gonna stop right around here, which is where the end of the lower lash line pretty much is. All right, so now that we have laid that shade down, now I know a lot of you are probably at a point in the road where you're like, what is happening right now on the eye? But I assure you, we're gonna diffuse this out, we're gonna soften it up a little bit. So now using the P. Louise Too Lost in My Blend number 117 brush, and as you can see, it's like another detailed, firm blending brush, but this one has a little bit more give to it and a little bit more bristles, obviously, so it has a softer blend. And we are gonna go ahead and deposit the shade Ocean Drive, which is a gorgeous teal shade, right along the outer perimeter of this as the washout color. Now we're gonna go back in with All Night Long and just make sure that that nice intensity of how dark that was not lost when we did that last blend. All right, and now that I have blended out that Ocean Drive color, I'm gonna use a Morphe M224 to go ahead and cut my crease. All right, and now with a Morphe M433, I'm gonna dip into the shade Heat Up, which is almost like this electric coral color. So I'm gonna dip into that. As you can see, when I stipple this on, after depositing the main bits of pigment from when I'm going from the pan directly onto the wet concealer that I just put on, it obviously attaches right where I first go ahead and put it on, but it still has residual pigment on it. So I could go ahead and blend that out by just stippling, by just patting like this. And just going back and forth, and you'll see slowly it deposits pigment in there. Once it stops, we just pick up a little bit more. And go in there with it. Now flipping that same brush around, that same M433, I'm gonna dip into the shade Siesta, which is this matte pale beige shade. And I'm gonna use that to lay that down into this inner portion of where my tear duct would be, and then blending that into the Heat Up shade that we just laid down on the lid portion. All right, so now with an angle liner brush, this one is the Morphe M160 1/8 brush, and all I'm doing is dipping back into the shade All Night Long, and I'm gonna apply it as if it is a graphic liner, like a gel liner. So watch. I am not applying this wet. This is dry right onto the lid. Alright, so now I have gone ahead and I just applied that all night long onto that lower lash line, and obviously just kind of did that ocean drive color all around, kind of haloed out the eye with that. So now I'm going to take the P. Louise and Mama Mitchell Nitro paint, and I'm going to apply that to my waterline to just make this look really kind of just come to life. Alright, and now with a Morphe E62, I'm going to dip into the shade Strobe Light, which is kind of like this rosy kind of holographic moment, and I'm going to apply that right underneath my brow as the highlight. Alright, so as always you all, you know the deal. I'm going to jump off camera, pop on some lashes, do my base and my contour, and I'll be right back. Alright, so as you can see, I've done my lashes, did the other eye, and also did my base and my contour off camera. So now we're going to go ahead and get some color back into this face by putting some blush on, and I'm going to go in with my tried and true Morphe Pop of Fuchsia Blush Trio. I'm going to go in with the shade Visionary, and I'm using a Morphe E4 to apply that. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and put some highlight on the face. I'm going to be using Morphe's 8Z Star Blazer palette. So this is a stunning palette of highlights. It's one of my favorites as well. I'm going to go in with the shade Stardust, which is this holographic white kind of highlight. I'm going to apply that to the high planes of the face. Alright, so now that I have laid down my highlight, I'm going to go ahead and move on to lips. I'm going to go in with the NYX Professional Makeup Lip Pencil in the shade Nutmeg, and I'm going to line my lips right now. Alright, so now that I have lined the lips, I'm going to go ahead with the Lime Crime Matte Velveteen Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade Sparrow, and I am going to go ahead and apply that to the middle of the lip. Alright, so now I'm going to toss some gloss. Alright, so now you all, I'm actually going to give a whirl to the Morphe Luminous Setting Spray, which is new for me because I've never tried it. But I do have dry skin, so I'm wondering if, you know, this will kind of go ahead and give me some of that moisture back in there. The normal setting spray works just fine for me, but I figured why not? Let's give it a whirl. Okay, so I'm not mad at it. Has like a coconutty floral kind of smell. Definitely a stronger smell than their normal setting mist, but it's not terrible. We'll see. But this is the final look, so hopefully you all like it, love it, couldn't live without it. And if you did, make sure that you leave a thumbs up below and a comment while you're at it. And if you're not subscribed, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, followed up by a little click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future uploads. And lastly, if you are shopping with Morphe, use my discount code GLAMFAM366. It'll get you $5 off any of your Morphe purchases of $10 or more, excluding third-party products, and is one-time use only.
But saving coin is saving coin. Let's not act like that's not the case.
Most affiliate codes get you 10% off. So if your purchase is $50 or less, you actually save more using my discount code. And I don't make money off of it. I just want you to save money. But nonetheless, thank you all for joining me this week, and I will see you all next week. Bye. Stay safe.